You think you know the real reason Meghan Markle's staff keep running for the exit. Think again. What you're about to discover goes way deeper than another tabloid headline. Right now, there's a crisis unfolding behind the gates of Meghan and Harry's California mansion, and it's not what the media is telling you. Staff members are fleeing Archewell like it's on fire, and the pattern is so disturbing that insiders have created their own secret club just to cope with what they experienced. But here's what nobody's talking about. Princess Anne didn't need to say a single word to deliver the most brutal reality check Meghan Markle has ever received. Her entire life is the warning Meghan should have listened to years ago. Look, we're not here to throw around gossip or unverified rumors. Everything you're about to hear is documented, fact-checked, and backed by multiple sources including The Hollywood Reporter's bombshell investigation, official resignation timelines, and statements from former employees themselves. Millions of royal watchers like you have been piecing together this puzzle, and the picture that emerges is shocking. So let's dig into what's really happening. When Meghan Markle and Prince Harry stepped away from royal duties and moved to America, they promised the world a fresh start. They were going to build their own empire, control their own narrative, and show everyone how modern royalty should really work. They launched Archewell Foundation with massive fanfare, secured multi-million-dollar deals with Netflix and Spotify, and positioned themselves as the ultimate power couple ready to conquer Hollywood. But there was one problem nobody saw coming. The very foundation of their empire started crumbling from day one, and you could track the destruction by following one simple metric: how fast their own staff were abandoning them. This wasn't just normal corporate turnover. This was something much more alarming, and it revealed a leadership crisis that threatens everything the Sussexes have tried to build. Let's start with the facts because the timeline alone tells you everything you need to know. In August 2024, Josh Kettler walked out the door. Now you might be thinking, so what? People quit jobs all the time, right? But here's the thing that should make your jaw drop. Josh Kettler was their chief of staff, one of the most critical positions in any organization, and he lasted exactly 3 months. 3 months. Let that sink in for a moment. What makes this even more stunning is when he chose to leave. Kettler resigned right before Harry and Meghan's highly publicized tour of Colombia, an event that required months of planning and coordination. For a chief of staff to bail at such a critical moment signals something catastrophic happening behind closed doors. You don't walk away from a high-profile position like that unless the situation is absolutely unbearable. But that's not the whole story. Kettler is just the most recent name on a list that keeps growing longer and longer. Over the past few years, Archewell has hemorrhaged top-tier talent at an alarming rate. We're talking about global press secretaries, heads of audio production, content directors, and senior executives. These aren't entry-level positions filled by inexperienced workers. These are accomplished professionals at the peak of their careers. People who have worked with major Hollywood studios and Fortune 500 companies. And then something unexpected happened. The Hollywood Reporter, one of the entertainment industry's most respected publications, dropped an exposé that sent shockwaves through both Hollywood and royal watching circles. Former employees came forward, and what they described was absolutely chilling. Multiple sources painted a picture of a toxic, demanding work environment where boundaries didn't exist and professional expertise was routinely ignored. One particularly damning detail that emerged: former staff members had started calling themselves the Sussex Survivors Club. Think about what that phrase means. These aren't disgruntled workers complaining about a tough boss. They're trauma-bonded individuals who needed peer support just to process what they went through. When professionals start using survivor language to describe their employment experience, you know something has gone seriously wrong. The report even included a quote that instantly went viral. One insider described Meghan as a dictator in high heels. Now, you might wonder if that's just one bitter employee exaggerating their experience. But when that characterization matches a pattern of mass exodus and multiple corroborating accounts, it becomes impossible to dismiss as mere gossip. But the real drama started when people began connecting the dots between Meghan's approach and the royal system she walked away from. See, there's someone in the royal family who serves as the perfect counterpoint to everything happening at Archewell, and her very existence is delivering a reality check Meghan can't escape. Princess Anne has never publicly criticized Meghan. She's never given a scathing interview or thrown shade on social media. She doesn't need to. Her entire life's work speaks louder than any statement ever could. Year after year, Princess Anne completes more royal engagements than almost any other family member. We're talking hundreds of official appearances annually, done without drama, without constant PR stunts, and without a revolving door of staff fleeing her service. You want to know the most telling difference? Princess Anne's staff stay with her for decades, not months, not years, decades. They remain fiercely loyal because she's built an environment based on mutual respect, clear expectations, and consistent leadership. She doesn't need to reinvent anything or create a personal brand. She simply shows up, does the work, and treats her team with dignity. A few years back, Princess Anne gave an interview that's even more relevant now than when she first said it. She talked about younger royals trying to reinvent the wheel, warning that the traditional methods of royal service exist for good reasons. At the time, royal experts speculated she was subtly addressing Harry and Meghan's approach. Looking at what's unfolding now, her words seem almost prophetic. The wheel Anne mentioned. That's the centuries-old royal infrastructure, the protocols, the support systems, the institutional knowledge that keeps everything running smoothly. Meghan tried to replace all of that with a Hollywood celebrity model, and what we're seeing now is the brutal consequence of that decision. Without that protective structure, every flaw in leadership gets exposed to harsh public scrutiny. So why are these highly qualified professionals actually running away from Archewell? Let's break down what insiders have revealed, because the details paint a disturbing picture. First, there's the work culture itself. Multiple reports describe an environment where boundaries simply don't exist. Former employees claim emails and urgent demands arrive as early as 5 in the morning, sometimes even earlier. Now, hard work is expected in any high-level position, especially in Hollywood. But there's a massive difference between dedication and chaos. When staff members can't predict their schedules, when expectations change by the hour, when there's no clear chain of command, burnout happens fast. Second, and this might be even more critical, there's no coherent vision guiding Archewell. Think about the most successful brands you know. They have laser focus. They know exactly what they're about and they stick to it. But what exactly is Archewell trying to be? One minute they're producing Netflix documentaries. Then they're launching podcasts for Spotify, which ultimately collapsed. Then suddenly, there's a luxury lifestyle brand called American Riviera Orchard selling jam and home goods. Oh, and they're also running a philanthropic foundation focused on social causes. Can you see the problem? Staff members reportedly have no idea what the core mission actually is. Are they working for a media production company, a lifestyle brand, a charity, a celebrity PR machine? When professionals can't understand the fundamental purpose of their own organization, frustration builds until they finally walk away. But here's what might be the most damaging issue of all. Meghan and Harry hire top-tier PR professionals, experts who have successfully managed some of the biggest names in entertainment. These are people who know how to protect and build public images, who understand media strategy at the highest level. And according to multiple insiders, their advice gets routinely ignored. Imagine being a seasoned PR executive, someone who's navigated countless celebrity crises, and having your expert recommendations dismissed because your clients think they know better. When the Oprah interview aired, when the Netflix documentary dropped, when controversial statements were made, you can bet their PR team was advising caution. But time and again, Harry and Meghan chose to trust their own instincts instead. For professionals, this creates an impossible situation. Their reputations are on the line. When clients ignore expert advice and then face public backlash, it reflects poorly on everyone involved. So these accomplished individuals make the smart career move. They leave before their own professional standing gets damaged beyond repair. And that brings us to the ultimate reality check that's happening right now. This staff exodus isn't just an internal problem. It's having real, measurable consequences for the Sussex brand in Hollywood. In the entertainment industry, stability equals credibility. When major players see that an organization can't even keep its own chief of staff for more than 3 months, red flags go up everywhere. Reports suggest that top PR agencies and A-list power brokers are becoming increasingly hesitant to associate with brand Sussex. The Spotify deal fell apart. Netflix projects have underperformed expectations. The lifestyle brand launch has been delayed repeatedly. And through it all, the staff departures continue making headlines, reinforcing a narrative of instability and poor management. Here's the brutal truth that Meghan is facing right now. Building a billion-dollar media empire takes more than just a famous name and a compelling personal story. It requires exceptional leadership skills, the ability to delegate effectively, and most importantly, creating an environment where talented people actually want to stay and contribute their best work. Princess Anne never needed to issue a public warning or a private reprimand. Her entire approach to royal service delivers the message loud and clear. True respect isn't demanded. It's earned through consistent action, quiet dedication, and treating the people around you with genuine appreciation and loyalty. For over 50 years, Anne has proven that the traditional approach works because it's built on fundamental principles of good leadership that transcend any particular era or industry. The contrast couldn't be sharper. On one side, you have Princess Anne with her stable team, her hundreds of annual engagements completed without fanfare, and her reputation as the hardest-working royal who never complains and never demands special treatment. On the other side, you have Archewell, where the revolving door spins so fast that former employees need support groups to process their experience. The reality check is complete, and it didn't require a single harsh word from the palace. The exodus itself tells the whole story. So what happens next? Can Meghan and Harry turn this around, or have they created a pattern that's now impossible to break? Will they finally start listening to the experts they're paying for guidance, or will the staff departures continue until nobody wants to work there anymore? What do you think? Drop your opinion in the comments below. Do the Sussexes need to completely restructure their approach, or is it too late to fix the damage? And here's the bigger question. Was Princess Anne right all along about not trying to reinvent the wheel? Let us know where you stand on this royal drama, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell because this story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.